my mother ran away from home when she was really young. I don't know. So I've never met my mother's family.
Maybe we could bring them together.
No, don't do
Okay.
You know, maybe you can't say no, right?
You do what you want, you're Keanu Reeves, gee.
Hollywood has always produced talented and elegant men, but few carry the kind of uniqueness that Keanu Reeves does. He is not only one of the most famous actors, but also a symbol of kindness and simplicity. People often remember him through box office triumphs, from The Matrix, John Wick, Speed, Constantine, The Day the Earth Stood Still to Bram Stoker's Dracula, all of which brought in billions of dollars and etched his name into the history of cinema. Yet behind those thunderous rounds of applause lies a truth that leaves people heartbroken. Keanu Reeves is praised as the kindest man in Hollywood, a face of compassion and sincerity. But the brighter he shone in the skies of fame, the more his life was stained with loneliness. Tragedies struck one after another, stripping away the most precious things that no spotlight could ever replace. He has lived with a generous heart, but in return, endured a journey of loss and silent pain. Behind that gentle smile are vast silences that few truly understand. He has everything: money, fame, the love of fans, yet at the same time, he has lost things that can never be regained. And it is precisely the way he accepts pain, quietly moving forward on a solitary path that has made millions both admire and grieve for him. So what has turned Keanu Reeves into the embodiment of a heart both kind and scarred? Perhaps the answer is partly revealed in his journey of love in recent years. After decades devoted to his career and enduring countless losses, Keanu Reeves has finally found peace alongside Alexandra Grant, the woman who has walked with him for more than a decade. On September 2nd, the actor turned 61. Unlike many Hollywood stars who celebrate with lavish parties, Keanu's special day was marked by a simple yet meaningful gesture. Alexandra posted a photo of his birthday cake on Instagram, along with heartfelt thanks to everyone who had sent him well wishes. In her post, Alexandra shared that Keanu doesn't use social media and never sees posts or memes unless someone else shows them to him. She added, addressing Keanu, who had read the post while it was still a draft, that she was deeply grateful for his love and companionship. This was one of the rare occasions when Alexandra publicly expressed her affection, serving as a rare testament to the couple's long-lasting but discreet bond in front of the world. Their journey began in 2009 when the two happened to meet at a dinner party. It was a fateful moment that opened a connection neither Keanu nor Alexandra had expected. At first, they were friends who shared a passion for art. They collaborated on several creative projects, from publishing art books to independent artistic endeavors. Their harmony in thought and spirit made the friendship grow stronger, extending far beyond professional boundaries. Over the years, this quiet relationship became an important emotional anchor for Keanu. After years of loss and loneliness, Alexandra appeared like a source of light, giving him a sense of being understood and cared for. They didn't rush to go public, allowing their love to grow naturally, silently, but firmly. It wasn't until November 2019, after a decade of knowing and bonding, that Keanu and Alexandra officially walked hand in hand on the red carpet at the El Acma Art Plus Film Gala. The image of Keanu confidently and calmly holding Alexandra's hand surprised the world, as he had long been known for his privacy. That event was not just a public handshake with the media, but also a quiet declaration. Keanu had found a true love. A woman refined enough to accompany him through life's ups and downs. A year later, in an interview with Parade in August 2020, Keanu confirmed the relationship for the first time with simple yet heartfelt words. "It's really wonderful to be with Alexandra. We enjoy our time together and, whatever that is." The statement may sound modest, but it perfectly revealed Keanu's nature: sincere, unpretentious, and cherishing every present moment with the woman he loves. For her part, the 52-year-old artist also shared what she valued most in their relationship. Speaking to People in September 2023, she said, "What I love about Keanu and our connection is that we both inspire each other to open new paths. He's such an inspiration to me. He's so creative. He's so kind. He works incredibly hard." At 61, Keanu Reeves remains as quiet as he has always lived, but now he has a kindred spirit by his side, ready to share both the light and the shadows of life. If action films helped him carve his name into cinema history, then Alexandra Grant has given him the most important role of his real life, that of a man who knows how to love and be loved completely. Yet to truly understand why Keanu can cherish this late-found love so deeply, we must go back to his childhood filled with loss. Only by retracing those hidden pains of his youth can we see the silent strength that shaped him into the gentle, steady soul the world admires today. Stay with us until the end of this video, and perhaps you'll glimpse a different Keanu. Not just a star, but a man who has paid far too high a price for his kindness. One of the reasons Keanu Reeves stands apart from so many other Hollywood stars may well trace back to a childhood filled with loss and pain. The difficulties he endured from an early age shaped him into a man of unusual character. Kind, calm, soft-spoken, yet deeply beloved. His life story is not just a pursuit of success, but also a long struggle to overcome loneliness and hidden wounds. Keanu Reeves was born on September 2nd, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon. His mother, Patricia Taylor, was an English costume designer who had worked in the entertainment industry and was closely connected to the stage. His father, Samuel Nowlin Reeves Jr., was a Hawaiian-born geologist of mixed Chinese and American heritage. That blend of cultures might have promised a colorful childhood, but in reality, it marked the beginning of a long chain of heartbreak. When Keanu was only 3 years old, his father abandoned the family, leaving behind a young wife and 2 small children. That absence became his first wound, an invisible scar that haunted him throughout his life. After the separation, Patricia constantly moved in search of a fresh start. She took Keanu and his younger sister Kim across various cities, alongside her subsequent marriages, before the family eventually settled in Toronto, Canada. The constant uprooting meant that Keanu's childhood never had a true sense of stability or home. He switched schools repeatedly, attending 4 different high schools. Yet education was never easy for him. Keanu struggled with dyslexia, which turned classroom learning into a daily battle. He often felt left behind, slow, and unable to keep up with his peers. The deepest wound for Keanu, however, was the absence of his biological father. He once admitted he had virtually no relationship with Samuel. By the 1990s, as Keanu's career was taking off, Samuel was arrested for drug possession and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Even after his release, the distance between father and son remained insurmountable. To Keanu, Samuel was nothing more than a faint shadow, an emptiness that could never be filled. In this fractured family picture, the most positive male influence on Keanu came from his stepfather, Paul Aaron, his mother's second husband. Paul, a director and screenwriter, was the one who opened the first door into the world of cinema. At just 15, Keanu was allowed to work as a gopher on one of Paul's film sets. Those days behind the scenes became invaluable lessons, introducing him to the technical language of acting, special effects, telecommunications, generators, and lighting. It was the first time Keanu realized his burning passion for the art of film. Fueled by that desire to create, Keanu enrolled in an art school in Toronto. But he lasted only a year before being expelled, not for misbehavior or lack of discipline, but because his artistic vision clashed with the institution's methods. As he later put it, "My view of art wasn't the same as what they wanted me to learn." Finally, at the age of 20, Keanu Reeves made the most important decision of his life. He dropped out of school and left Canada for Hollywood. It was a bold leap, taken without a diploma, without connections, armed only with an unwavering belief in cinema. Yet that very leap of faith marked the beginning of a journey that would turn a lonely young man into a screen legend. Being forced out of school was a heavy blow to Keanu Reeves's youth. Yet from that pain, he discovered the path of acting, a choice that not only saved him, but also led him to the glorious career that followed. By the late 1980s, Keanu was gradually stepping into Hollywood's spotlight, becoming a familiar face to audiences. Along this journey, he met River Phoenix, a dazzling talent of his generation. They quickly became inseparable. More than just co-stars in I Love You to Death and My Own Private Idaho, they were soulmates, bound by a rare and genuine friendship that even Hollywood admired. People called them an inseparable duo. Rumors of a romantic relationship surfaced, but neither of them cared, because what they shared was a pure, profound bond. Fate, however, was merciless. In 1993, River collapsed outside a Los Angeles nightclub from a drug overdose at just 23 years old. When Keanu heard the news, he was devastated. A part of his youth shattered in that very moment. For years, he carried the haunting grief of losing his closest friend. He once confessed, "He was a beautiful person, a talented actor. We were very close, and I miss him greatly." I often think about River Phoenix. Behind the strong roles he played on screen, Keanu's heart still bled for a friendship cut short. By the late 1990s, when his career was soaring, Keanu seemed to have finally found happiness in his personal life. He met Jennifer Syme, a gentle, beautiful woman who filled his once empty life with love. They fell deeply for each other, and joy overwhelmed them when Jennifer became pregnant with their first daughter. Keanu dreamed of a small family, of peaceful days he had never known in his own childhood. But on Christmas Eve 1999, that dream collapsed. Their baby girl was stillborn at 8 months. The loss nearly broke them both. It is often said that losing a child is the cruelest tragedy fate can impose. For Keanu and Jennifer, the grief was too heavy to overcome. The weight of sorrow and despair slowly tore their love apart. They separated, though their hearts still held love for each other. But fate had yet another cruel twist. Just 18 months later, Jennifer Syme died in a tragic car accident. For the second time in his life, Keanu lost the person he loved most, and this time, forever. A close friend once told people, he had a very hard time coping with Jennifer's death. Even years later, that pain seemed to weigh on every step he took. Keanu himself admitted in an interview with Parade, "Grief can change shape, but it never ends. People think you can deal with it and say, "It's gone. I'm better now." But they're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're left alone. Keanu buried Jennifer beside their baby daughter at Westwood Village Memorial Park in Los Angeles. Standing between the two graves, he felt as though the world had collapsed. Since then, it has been rare to see Keanu Reeves smile. The smiles on screen belong to his characters. In real life, he is a man who carries silent grief. In his darkest moments, he still reminds himself, every struggle in life helps you grow. Be grateful even for the dark times, because they make you stronger. Yet, behind that self-consolation lies a sky full of losses no one else can ever truly understand. The pain did not end there. While Keanu was still wrestling with the ghosts of his past, his sister, Kim Reeves, was forced to confront the cruel disease of leukemia. For 10 long years, Keanu poured his strength and fortune into standing by her side through every treatment, every life or death moment. He willingly turned down lucrative roles just to be with Kim in the hospital. To Keanu, fame and money meant nothing when a loved one's life was slipping away. It was during this time that he quietly established a fund to support other leukemia patients, as a way to extend hope, not only for his sister, but also for thousands of others facing the same fate. Despite being a Hollywood star with a vast fortune, Keanu chose a lifestyle of surprising simplicity. No luxury cars, no designer labels, no extravagant mansions. Most of his wealth went to charity. People often spotted him riding the subway, sitting quietly on a street corner, or talking warmly to a homeless person as if to an old friend. In Keanu's eyes, there were no boundaries between rich and poor, famous and unknown. Everyone was human, and everyone deserved respect. Keanu Reeves's journey has been one of compounded losses. He lost a best friend, a lover, a child, and nearly his belief in happiness itself. Yet it is precisely because of these tragedies that he has become a symbol beloved by millions. A star with a heart full of scars, who still chooses kindness, compassion, and generosity. And perhaps it is these very wounds that have shaped Keanu Reeves into the man the world both admires and mourns. Just when it seemed that Keanu Reeves might be drowned by irreparable loss, he rose stronger than ever, and his career entered a brilliant new chapter. The turning points of his journey, along with his natural generosity that became his hallmark, lifted Keanu's name beyond the boundaries of a mere movie star. Keanu Reeves began his career with small television roles in Canada. During those early years, he frequently appeared in shows and films such as Hanging In, Night Heat, and Comedy Factory. Though these fleeting roles were not enough for audiences to remember his name, for Keanu, they were his first school in acting. He learned how to face the camera, how to express emotions, and how to listen to the rhythm of his fellow actors. Each small part was another layer of experience, teaching him patience to build his own path step by step instead of chasing instant glory. This dedication, combined with his willingness to experiment with different genres, gave Keanu a solid foundation in cinema. The true breakthrough came in 1989 when Keanu was cast as Ted Logan in the comedy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The film quickly became a cultural phenomenon, transforming Keanu from an unknown actor into a familiar face worldwide. His portrayal of Ted, a goofy but kind-hearted teenager, was filled with innocence, charm, and warmth, making audiences laugh and embrace him at the same time. It was not only a commercial success, but also proof that Keanu could turn an apparently simple character into a memorable icon. Critics at the time hailed him as a versatile face, equally capable of capturing light-hearted comedy and the deeper shades of dramatic roles. Success followed success. In 1991, Keanu cemented his reputation with Point Break. This time, he played Johnny Utah, an FBI agent leading a double life while infiltrating a notorious surfing gang. The film offered not only thrilling action sequences, but also tested Keanu's ability to convey the inner conflict between duty and friendship, justice and personal feelings. He showed that he was not just a handsome face in Hollywood, but an actor able to breathe life into complex characters. By 1994, Speed officially catapulted Keanu Reeves into the ranks of A-list action stars. As Jack Traven, a cop who must save dozens of passengers trapped on a bus rigged with explosives, Keanu radiated both decisiveness and an everyday authenticity that audiences could connect with. Speed became a global box office smash, one of the most iconic action films of the 1990s. This role not only confirmed Keanu as an action hero on screen, but also opened a new era in his career, carrying his name far beyond Hollywood onto the world stage. Bill and Ted's excellent adventure, Point Break, and Speed formed the golden triangle of Keanu Reeves's breakthrough journey. Each film marked a step forward, from a charming comedian to a rising star capable of handling complex roles to a powerful action hero. More importantly, these films created a loyal fan base, one that would stand by him through every triumph and every hardship in the years to come. Keanu Reeves truly reached the pinnacle of fame with his role as Neo in the blockbuster The Matrix, 1999. Directed by the Wachowski siblings, the film created a global earthquake with its rare combination of groundbreaking visual effects, inventive storytelling, and profound philosophy. It was not merely an action-packed spectacle, but a film that made audiences reflect on reality and illusion, freedom and control, choice and destiny. As Neo, a skeptical, alienated hacker who gradually transforms into the one destined to save humanity, Keanu delivered a performance full of intensity. He fused explosive action with emotional depth, making audiences both empathize with and admire him. From Neo's bewildered gaze, when first discovering the truth about the simulated world, to his resolute choice of the red pill, to his cold, commanding presence in life-or-death battles, Keanu brought every moment to life. Neo became more than just a character, he became a cultural icon, while Keanu etched his name permanently into cinema history. To fully embody the role, Keanu trained for months in martial arts, from kung fu and jiu-jitsu to modern combat techniques. He insisted on performing many of the dangerous stunts himself, without a double, ensuring that every movement and strike on screen radiated authenticity. That dedication gave Neo a unique appeal, a hero who was at once relatable and extraordinary. The Matrix triumphed not only because of Keanu's performance, but also because it revolutionized the action genre. The bullet time effect, where Neo dodges bullets in ultra-slow motion, became a worldwide cinematic symbol, endlessly imitated in countless films thereafter. Its meticulously choreographed fight sequences, combined with philosophical undertones and a grand sci-fi setting, set a new benchmark for modern action cinema. The film's resounding success elevated Keanu Reeves from a promising action star to a legend, one of Hollywood's most sought-after faces. Its sequels, The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions further expanded the story, solidifying the franchise's place in film history and cementing the cinematic legacy that Keanu and the Wachowskis created together. More than 2 decades later, Neo remains an enduring source of inspiration for generations and continues to shape the film industry, proving the timeless power of a legend. Keanu Reeves is not only a movie star, he is the embodiment of kindness and generosity, something rare in the entertainment industry. Throughout his career, he has repeatedly proven that the spotlight has never dimmed the sincerity within him. One of the clearest examples was his gesture toward the crew of The Matrix. Keanu understood that the film's success came not only from the actors in front of the camera, but also from the creativity, sweat, and dedication of the visual effects and post-production teams, the people who are rarely mentioned in the headlines. Instead of keeping his enormous paycheck for himself, he chose to share a large portion of it with them. It is estimated that Keanu voluntarily gave away around $75 million of his $114 million earnings from the franchise, simply to ensure that those working behind the scenes received the recognition and reward they deserved. In an industry notorious for its ruthless competition and the wide gap between stars and crew, this act of generosity became an inspiring story that won the public's admiration. His thoughtfulness extended further to the stunt team, the people who directly risk their lives to deliver breathtaking action sequences. During The Matrix Reloaded, he gifted each of the 12 stunt performers a brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. It was more than just an expensive gift. It was heartfelt recognition for those who had put themselves in danger to create unforgettable scenes. Keanu's generosity was not confined to The Matrix. He repeatedly agreed to reduce his own salary to make space for veteran actors whose presence would elevate the artistic value of a film. In The Devil's Advocate, 1997, he gave up a significant portion of his fee so producers could bring in Al Pacino, a legendary actor. Similarly, in The Replacements 2000, he lowered his salary so Gene Hackman could join the cast. These decisions showed that Keanu never considered money his top priority. His greater goal was always the quality of the work and the success of the entire team. Even in recent years, his generosity has continued to move colleagues. During the filming of John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, he gave each member of the stunt team a Rolex Submariner watch, engraved with a personal message. Each piece, worth around $9,000, carried not only material value, but also a statement of gratitude and respect for their hard work. Beyond that, Keanu has quietly provided financial help to crew members facing hardships, without publicity, without fanfare, simply because they needed support. These gestures have painted a strikingly different picture of Keanu Reeves. A star who never puts himself at the center, always ready to share the spotlight with those around him. Humble, compassionate, and selfless, he has earned profound respect not just from audiences but also from colleagues who regard him as the kindest man in Hollywood. As Keanu Reeves's career soared and he became one of Hollywood's most beloved figures, it was his conduct toward his female co-stars that further highlighted his admirable qualities. His natural charm, humility, and kindness not only won over millions of fans, but also earned him deep respect, admiration, and, at times, unspoken affection from many of his colleagues. One of the most fascinating stories revolves around his relationship with Winona Ryder, his co-star in Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992. While filming the wedding scene, director Francis Ford Coppola brought in an actual Romanian priest to perform the ceremony. Years later, Winona often retold the story with both humor and lingering doubt. "We actually got married in Dracula. I swear I think we're married in real life. Francis used a real priest and he went through the entire ceremony. So I think we're husband and wife." Keanu himself has admitted in interviews, half joking, half serious, that this might indeed be true. Whatever the case, their relationship has remained strong over the decades, marked by mutual respect and a special fondness. Another widely talked about bond is with Sandra Bullock, his co-star in Speed, 1994. From the moment the film was released, audiences could feel their undeniable chemistry on screen. What few knew at the time was that Sandra privately admitted she had a crush on Keanu during filming. She described him as sweet, thoughtful, and incredibly charming, but she never confessed, believing he did not feel the same way. Many years later, Keanu revealed that he too had liked Sandra, but assumed she wasn't interested. That missed opportunity has since become one of Hollywood's most endearing anecdotes. Two people who secretly admired each other but never went beyond friendship. To this day, their bond remains strong, built on mutual admiration and affection. It wasn't just Winona or Sandra. Many other women in the industry have openly expressed their admiration for Keanu Reeves. Actress and model Suki Waterhouse once called him the most handsome 50-year-old man and praised his timeless appeal. Alice Eve, who played Keanu's wife in Replicas, 2018, described him as a mystical being, emphasizing the depth and thoughtfulness in him that made her feel instantly comfortable and open. Kelly Ripa, the well-known television host, once shared a humorous memory. As a teenager, she plastered her bedroom with cutout photos of Keanu and even pretended to kiss them. The confession delighted fans and revealed how his charm had captured young hearts across generations. One of the most touching and meaningful stories comes from Octavia Spencer. Early in her career, she once found herself stranded on the side of the road with a broken-down car. Because the car was dirty, no one bothered to stop and help. Out of nowhere, Keanu Reeves, already an A-list star at the time, pulled over, got out, and personally helped her push the car to safety. For Octavia, that moment became living proof of Keanu's extraordinary character. He never distinguished between fame or obscurity, wealth or poverty. He treated everyone with compassion and respect. These stories, whether grand, like marrying Winona Ryder on set, or simple, like helping Octavia Spencer on a crowded street, all come together to paint a portrait of Keanu Reeves in the eyes of the women who have known and worked with him. A humble, sincere, compassionate star who leaves an unforgettable impression wherever he goes. Keanu Reeves' influence is not confined to the big screen. It has spread powerfully into public life through viral moments and his simple, down-to-earth appearances. His authenticity, humility, and the way he treats people have made him a global icon, admired far beyond the limits of stardom. One of the most famous viral moments was the Sad Keanu meme. It originated from a candid photo of Keanu sitting alone on a park bench. Dressed simply, sitting pensively with a half-eaten sandwich in his hand, his face carried a hint of sadness. No glamour, no entourage, just an ordinary Keanu. And it was precisely that ordinariness that struck a chord with the world. The image spread rapidly, becoming a symbol of loneliness and reflection, with people seeing a piece of themselves in it. What made it even more powerful was Keanu's response. Instead of being annoyed or defensive, he embraced it with humor and humility, acknowledging the meme with a gentle smile and allowing the world to laugh with him. That attitude only deepened public affection, proving that no matter how famous he became, he never lost his closeness and simplicity. Another viral moment erupted at the E3 gaming conference in 2019. While presenting Cyberpunk 2077, a fan shouted from the audience, "You're breathtaking!" Without hesitation, Keanu pointed back and replied, "You're breathtaking! You're all breathtaking!" That short but heartfelt response made the entire hall erupt in cheers and instantly spread across social media. The moment perfectly illustrated Keanu's rare ability to connect. He never places himself above fans, but treats them as equals, companions worthy of respect. Beyond these spontaneous moments, Keanu Reeves is renowned for his friendliness and deep respect when interacting with fans. While many Hollywood stars keep their distance, Keanu is different. He patiently signs autographs, takes photos, and chats with fans with genuine attention and warmth. Stories abound. Keanu giving up his seat on the subway, standing and talking with fans for hours, or simply offering a gentle smile and a warm handshake. These seemingly simple gestures are, in truth, the clearest testament to his character. Perhaps most moving are his acts of compassion toward those less fortunate. On more than one occasion, people have seen him sitting on the sidewalk, sharing food and conversation with a homeless person. No cameras, no publicity, just kindness from the heart. Such images resonate deeply, showing that he sees all people as equals, regardless of status or circumstance. Equally unforgettable are stories of him stopping to help strangers in need. One of the most well-known was when actress Octavia Spencer's car broke down on the street. Without hesitation, Keanu, already an A-list star, pulled over, got out, and personally pushed her car to safety. For Spencer, that memory became indelible. For the public, it became proof that Keanu's kindness is not just talk, but expressed through action. From the sad Keanu meme, to the thunderous "you're breathtaking" moment, to the quiet gestures of helping strangers, these episodes collectively paint a portrait of Keanu Reeves as someone entirely different from the typical Hollywood star. Humble, sincere, compassionate, always ready to connect and share with others. That is what makes him one of the rare figures in Hollywood who shines brilliantly, yet remains as familiar and approachable as an old friend. Keanu Reeves is not only a world-renowned action star, but also an artist who lives his craft with complete dedication. Behind his quiet demeanor and humble presence lies a perfectionist, serious with every role he takes on, carrying profound philosophies about life, pain, and the value of compassion. This combination of artistic devotion and inner depth has made him a rare figure in Hollywood. From the very beginning of his career, Keanu was known for efforts that went far beyond the ordinary. He did not simply memorize scripts or practice basic moves, he immersed himself fully in his characters. For The Matrix, to embody Neo, Keanu spent months training in martial arts, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, wire work, and high-intensity combat drills. But he didn't just learn the moves as physical routines. He sought to understand the character's mindset in combat, the fear, the release, so that his performance would be both authentic and emotionally rich. He even chose to perform many dangerous stunts himself, something most A-list actors delegate to stunt doubles, just to preserve the realism of the role. In the John Wick series, this commitment reached an extreme. Keanu underwent grueling training in judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and firearms handling. He worked closely with top martial arts and weapons experts, drilling for hours to master each motion and every shooting stance. The result was action sequences that flowed seamlessly, carried rhythm, and radiated authenticity, making audiences believe Keanu truly was a professionally trained assassin. His patience, precision, and perfectionist approach earned him respect, not only from fans but also from directors and fellow actors. His devotion extended beyond action roles. In The Gift, Keanu spent time studying psychic phenomena, reading about telepathy, and listening to stories from people with unusual abilities in order to portray his character convincingly. For a film project that never saw release, Keanu even lived as a homeless man on the streets of Los Angeles. Carrying only a sleeping bag, he spent days on sidewalks, eating and sleeping like those society had forgotten. This extreme experience showed his willingness to sacrifice personal comfort to truly understand his character's world, an extraordinary testament to his full immersion as an artist. Alongside his dedication to acting, Keanu Reeves is known for simple yet profound philosophies of life. He does not speak in lofty terms, but every word carries the weight of experience. In an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, when asked what he thought about death, Keanu paused before gently answering, "I know that the ones who love us will miss us," a short, unpretentious response that touched millions, reflecting his deep understanding of loss and the value of love. He once said, "Grief can change shape, but it never ends." That statement clearly mirrors his own experiences. The death of his close friend River Phoenix, the loss of his child, and the passing of Jennifer Syme, and the way he learned to live with grief instead of denying it. To him, tragedy is not merely an ending, but also a lesson that brings growth and resilience. Despite vast wealth and global fame, Keanu Reeves has maintained a remarkably simple lifestyle. On his 46th birthday, he was spotted buying a small cake, sitting in a park, and sharing it with anyone who recognized him. No lavish parties, no red carpet celebrations, just a modest moment that spoke volumes about who he is. Unpretentious, grounded, always ready to connect through sincerity. His philosophy also reveals his personal hopes. He once admitted, "I still want to get married, have kids, and I will do it." Sometimes the enemy is the best teacher, and we can learn from our own mistakes. Sometimes destruction means rebirth. These words show that despite his painful past, Keanu still nurtures hope for a brighter future. For him, hardship and loss are not full stops, but the beginning of new journeys. Looking at the way Keanu Reeves commits to his art and how he views life, one sees not only a talented actor but also a man of depth and sincerity. He has never let fame blur his humanity. Instead, he channels his personal struggles into spreading kindness and compassion. His simple, yet humanistic philosophy has made Keanu an inspiration, a living reminder that even through immense loss, one can still choose kindness, still choose to live with dignity in a complicated world. In 2025, as Keanu Reeves celebrated his 61st birthday, he also made his mark with a series of major film and stage projects, continuing to prove his enduring vitality in the world of art. In September, at the Toronto International Film Festival, he appeared in Good Fortune, the directorial debut of Aziz Ansari, playing a clumsy angel. It was an unusual choice, showing that Keanu never stops seeking novelty and dares to step outside his familiar image to challenge himself. The film is set for worldwide release in October, and behind the scenes lies a story that only deepens admiration. During filming, Keanu fractured his kneecap, an injury so severe that he described it as like a potato chip. Yet he still persevered through almost all the scenes, pausing only for a single salsa dance sequence. That resilience turned Keanu into a model of professional dedication. This year also sees the John Wick universe expanding further. At CinemaCon, Keanu confirmed his return in John Wick, Chapter 5, while also taking part in a prequel animated film, proving that the legendary assassin's journey is far from over. The spin-off Ballerina, set between the third and fourth installments, has also been slated for release this year, with Keanu making a special guest appearance. At the same time, the documentary Wick is Pain, released in May, took audiences behind the franchise's grueling production, exposing sweat, blood, and sheer resilience, revealing why it has become one of the greatest action sagas of the century. Not limited to action projects, Keanu also thrilled longtime fans with the announcement that, after 2 decades, he would return as the exorcist John Constantine in Constantine 2. Though still in script development, the news was enough to set the film community ablaze, as Keanu's image, in a dark coat, carrying a face marked by sorrow yet determination, has already become an indelible icon. Crossing into theater, Keanu surprised audiences once again by announcing his first-ever Broadway appearance in fall 2025 with the classic play Waiting for Godot, alongside longtime collaborator Alex Winter. This is not only a fresh artistic challenge, but also proof of his versatility and his constant reinvention, from blockbuster cinema to the stage lights of Broadway. Meanwhile, the comic book project brzrkr, co-created by Keanu himself, is being developed by Netflix into both a live-action film and an anime series, with director Justin Lin helming the adaptation. Once again, Keanu has gone beyond acting, immersing himself in the creative process to bring his imagination and personal passion to a global audience. Outside of film and stage, Keanu also continues to appear at major cultural events, including the New Yorker Festival in October. Among great names in literature and art, he participated not only as a star, but also as a seasoned artist, ready to share the simple yet humanistic philosophy that has carried him through so many losses. In 2025, Keanu Reeves is not only extending his legendary career with new films, stage challenges, and bold creative projects, but also proving that he remains a steadfast, humble, and compassionate artist. After all the tragedies endured and the fame that still surrounds him, Keanu Reeves continues to walk forward, with a heart full of scars, but one that never stops beating for art and for humanity. The life of Keanu Reeves shows us that even when surrounded by loss, a person can still choose to live with kindness and compassion. He did not run away from tragedy, nor did he let it consume him. Instead, he transformed it into a part of his strength, moving forward with a humility and gentleness rarely found in Hollywood. That is the true light that sets Keanu apart. What inspires admiration is not only his unforgettable roles, but also the way he quietly reminds us that happiness does not come from showmanship, but from the most sincere choices. And perhaps that is the greatest legacy Keanu Reeves is leaving the world. A life lesson that resonates even louder than billion-dollar blockbusters. And what about you? When you think of Keanu Reeves, what comes to mind first? Neo's gaze in The Matrix, John Wick's breathless chases, or the quiet man who always bows his head in gratitude for life? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you love Keanu, Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can continue to join us for more inspiring stories. See you in the next video.